Hi y'all, thanks for stopping by to see what all I have been making in the month of October. So my name is Jana Kay. So this is the monthly roundup video of my crafting adventures through the month of October. And you may see me look down a little bit, and that is because I am checking my notes. I have just found that I do a much better job of going by show notes and instead of going by my memory. And it just helps me not only stay on task, but make sure I include everything that I want to include, that I say everything I want to say, because sometimes my mind goes a lot faster than my speaking. I do speak quite slow. I'm also a processor, so I think slow, but my mind still can go faster. And I think that I've said something because it was in my head, but I actually hadn't said it. So the notes that I have on my computer in front of me really help. And I love looking each of you all in the eye when I do my videos, but I do want to check my notes and make sure that I say things correctly, that I mention everything I want to mention. And yeah, that it just, I think, makes the videos better, more focused, quicker, that kind of thing. So that is what I'm doing in each of my videos. If you see me looking down, checking my notes. So as I said, this is a roundup for the month of October. I will be putting out roundup videos at the end of each month or the beginning of the next month to showcase all of my makes, because I know in the videos that I drop on Fridays that I really only talk about one, maybe two projects, and don't always mention everything that I am working on. And so love to catch y'all up after the month is over, just what all I have been working on each month. So what have I finished in the month of October? Well, the first thing that I have finished is my mom's, well, one of my mom's socks. All right, so I am making her the watermelon socks. It is Premier yarn called Fruits. It is sock yarn, specifically sock yarn, but it is not wool. It is acrylic, and it's probably on the front where you could read it while I was holding the label up. It is 93% acrylic, 7% PBT. And this is the yarn, very pretty. And this is what the sock looks like. There you go. Gorgeous. It is complete. I still have the stitch markers in, as you can see, and that is because it will be a guide for when I start the next sock. But it is completely finished. I still struggle a little bit with the Kitchener stitch at the end, but yeah, I think it will come out in the wash when I wash and block it a little bit. So still need to practice. It's not hard to do the Kitchener stitch. I don't know if I'm just not pulling the yarn, or maybe I'm pulling it too much. I'm not exactly sure, but so excited that I have one sock finished. And then I haven't, but I do need to cast on the second sock. That is because when I finished that sock, I started working on my daughter's sock. So set that back there. So that is completed, and very excited about that. So I had a huge week of baking in kind of the third week of October, because I was going on a staff wives. So the staff at our church, the staff wives have a retreat every year. And it is 2 nights, 3 days away. And so I was going to be gone, and knew that a lot of the sweets that they eat, that they would bring, I could not eat, and also knew I would be leaving my husband. And then my son came in from Memphis, so knew I would be leaving them, and they needed some sweet treats as well. So we are a keto, or what I call in South Africa, banting family. Just means low carb. And I use different kind of sweetener, allulose, erythritol sweeteners, sometimes monk fruit, and I also use a lot of almond flour, coconut flour, even some bamboo, and some psyllium husks, some other fibers, seeds and nuts that I use for our flour. And so I did a lot of baking. I'll put a picture up. You can see that I made rusks, which is the South African version of biscotti. It's just cut different, but it is dried bread. And I made 2 different types of cookies and some muffins. And so did a whole lot of baking the week before the retreat. And then at the retreat, it was so much fun. I did something that wasn't fiber related. So the last year when I went on the retreat, it was my first year, and we did a craft. We decoupaged pumpkins, which was really fun. This year, we crafted out of clay. And so I made this bowl from clay. There we go. There you go. There's the bowl. That's the inside. So we made the bowl with clay. Then we shaped it. So basically we rolled out the clay and to about 1/4 of an inch thick. Yes, my camera I'm trying out a different mode, and it is struggling, but there we go. So it is, we rolled it out to about 1/4 of an inch thick, and then we pushed it down into a little cup that created this nice, cute little ridges. We took napkins, and we pulled the layers apart, took the thinnest layer and glued it down into the middle of the bowl. And then she had gold paint, and I waited until I got home to paint blue. I kind of wanted to pick up the blue that was in the napkin that I chose, and made that bowl. And so very, very, very excited about that project. I don't do well with clay. In fact, there was a lady there, one of the staff wives, that she made a leaf shape and decorated it and painted it. It was gorgeous. And I was just like, I could never do that. I even tried to make a rose, like roll up the clay and try to make a rose, and it just looked like a croissant. And so but it was still fun to make something out of clay. We used the jar, like the canning jars, just the ring that screws onto the jars, not the cover part, to cut out the circle. And I can do that. I can roll it out. I can get it pretty even along the sides, and I can use a cookie cutter. The baker in me can use a cookie cutter and cut that out. And so, but it was lots of fun, and I just felt creative in a new and artsy, different artsy type of way. And then the other thing I made then was this ornament. Of course, I just cut out the circle and then poked a hole in the middle so that I could hang it. I put the serviette, the napkin. There goes the South African in me. The napkin was a Christmas napkin that I chose, put it on both sides instead of painting, and yeah, ready to hang that up on my Christmas tree. So excited about that. It was so much fun to do, as I said, a different kind of craft that didn't involve fiber and yarn or sewing and fabric, but that was a different medium that I'm used to working with, but also it was fun to craft with friends in person. I love crafting with you all and showing you everything that I've made and hearing about what you're making in the comments and watching other podcasters, seeing what they're making in videos. But there's just something really special about crafting in person with others, and I enjoyed that. So moving on back to fiber arts, I made 2 more beanies. I am participating in Litza's at Coco's Crochet. Her hashtag birthstonescal 2025 make along that she's partnering with Rose at Rose Likes Crochet, who's providing stitch markers to the people that are drawn every month that participate. I did receive my stitch markers for the month of July, and so I just continue to participate because I enjoy make-alongs and also supporting Litza, but also because it is keeping me accountable for making beanies for KK and Kristen at K&K Crochet for their Bumblebee Mountain Outreach that they do, and they give out hats around Christmas every year. So this time I've been making big people, adult beanies. This time I decided to make baby beanies. So I made 2 baby beanies, and the month of November is the birthstone is topaz, which is a beautiful orange color. So I made this beanie. Focus. There we go. And then the month of December is tanzanite, which I love. I think there's others, other birthstones for both months. I think citrine is also for November, but I chose tanzanite because it is named after, and probably because it was mined in the country of Tanzania in Africa, and it was one of the first stones that I was gifted at Christmas when we moved to Africa. And so yeah, so I wear my tanzanite earrings pretty much all the time. And so yeah, so I chose that color. Tanzanite is a blue purple. So I chose 2 acrylic, there we go, 2 acrylic yarns that are, I'm gonna have to not use this format, but 2 acrylic yarns that are blue and purple. And I held them double to create this kind of tanzanite effect. And so, yeah, so that is the month of December. I used acrylic yarn that I got from England when I participated in the Gift of Christmas blanket last year. I have scrap yarn from that blanket left over and a yarn from Nepal, an acrylic yarn that I got when I was in Nepal. So that is what I use for that. This one, though, is from a company called Knit Pal. You can buy it over Amazon. They sell kits. They sell their yarn, but they also sell crochet patterns in kits. And this was yarn from a test pattern. It was actually 12 washcloths. I do have a video on my Flourish channel that I will link in the description box below that reviews this yarn. But I love the way this yarn worked up in this hat. And I used a light and a dark orange, but I hope you can kind of see the halo of this yarn, and it is absolutely, there you can see the fuzz up here really well. It just creates a really warm, wintry looking hat. And so yeah, I really love the way this yarn works up. It is a cotton acrylic blend, and I'll show you the label. It is called Cotton to the Core, and it is by Knit Pals, and this yarn is 78% cotton and 22% acrylic. So it's very soft cotton, even has a little stretch to it, so it makes a great beanie. It would make other great wearables. As I said, I tested for washcloths, which it makes great washcloths. I tested them in the water. The only thing I said in my video was that I don't really like the idea of using a fuzzier washcloth in the kitchen. There was just something about it, but as like for bath, it makes a great washcloth as well. But I think it makes great wearables and really makes the hat look so warm and cozy for winter. So I use these two colors just like the other beanie. I held these, all of the yarn was DK weight, so I held them double to get a worsted weight. I used a size 6 or a 6 millimeter, which I think is J. I know millimeters, and so, but yeah, I think that's a J hook. And I used a pattern by Woolly Wonders Crochet. The last video I noticed that they put out on that channel was 5 years ago, but they have some really great patterns. I just wanted a simple shell beanie hat, and I love the way that it works up with the shell border even. Now, of course, this being a baby beanie, it's supposed to fit 0 to 6 months. I can't try it on to see what it looks like and how tight it fits, but I'm looking forward to even using this pattern to make an adult beanie. But yeah, decided that I wanted to make a couple of baby beanies. I never make baby beanies, and her tutorial went from 0 to 6 months all the way up to adult size. So yeah, I'll link that also in the description box below. So I have 14 beanies that I am going to send to KK and Kristen, and I need to get them out quickly to them. So now we're moving on to what is not finished, or whips, and what I've been giving quite a bit of love to. I have several whips, like my daughter's sock, but I did a few rows on her sock, but didn't really give a lot of love to that because of a project that I have a video out. My last Leave It to Stitches video is all about this project, and put a link to it and the short that I also put out about it, and the progress that I am now making on it after I had to frog back. But let me show you that project. So it is my vest, and I frogged back, and I have got 2 balls of yarn attached, and I'll tell you why in a minute. But I frogged back all the way to the last row that I stopped on to the arm, to the underarm. I frogged all the way back. I had already done the front part, the straps. I had done all the back. I had connected the shoulders together and even started a little bit of the rib. And I forgot to tell you what I have on, so I'll mention that at the end. But I frogged all of that back to where I had stopped previously for the arms. And I drafted on just a poster board using a vest and a sleeveless top that I had. I drafted outline, the shape that I want this vest to end up being, that I think will fit me, because both of the vest and the top, the vest is a little tighter, so it's got a bit of a tighter fit. So you'll see in my short how I had to move my vest to make it line up with the draft that I did. But I'm thinking it's going to come out so much better, and it was worth the effort to frog it back to the point where I was liking it and redo what I didn't. Because as I said in my video, I thought about crocheting just around the armhole just to make it fit better, because it was down way too long. But because the armhole didn't start where I wanted it, it started lower. The sweater ended up being longer than I wanted. It just wasn't right. And so, yeah, so the reason I have two balls is that when I frogged back and I started again, when I got to the V-neck section and the arm decreases, I decided, you can see I've started the V a little bit. I decided to do both sides at the same time so I could keep up with the decreases, because I'm going to have to do about 4 or 6. I'll have to look at my notes. Decreases where I decrease 3 stitches down to 1. And then the rest of the way I'll decrease 2 stitches down to 1. And I thought it'd just be better if I do it at the same time. Kind of like knitting socks in tandem. I'm knitting the 2 sides of the V-neck in tandem. So that's why I've got these 2 balls connected. But I am making progress. And so this project got a lot of love. It is Passion Yarns. There, I don't know if you can see. There we go. Through this, there, maybe if I do that, you can see, there you go. Passion Yarns, and there, get the glare off of it. And it is their yarn that is superwash merino and Donegal tweed. It does not have any nylon in it, so it's not necessarily sock yarn, but it's going to make a great wearable vest, and I still love the color. So very happy with now where I am, very happy that I did frog it out so that I can get it right and get it to fit the way I want it to fit. So that got a lot of love from me this October. And my sweater that I am knitting, my first knitted sweater. I lost, where did I put it? It is here. I have done a lot more on the body. And so you can see, where is it? Where's Coco? Oh, Coco is on the other one. All right, well, you can see that I have done a lot since I put in this lifeline into it. There you go. Can you see the lifeline that runs through there? So there's the lifeline, and I have done quite a bit. I think I'm just past 8 inches from the cuff to here. No, I'm way past 8 inches because I only have like less than 3 to go, and I'm doing 13. So I'm like 10 inches into the body. So 3 more inches and I will have the body completed, I will put it on waste yarn or tubing. I have tubing. I'll probably put it on that because I'm still worried that I'll have a hard time picking up stitches if they're on yarn and not something a little more sturdy like a cable. And so anyway, I will put it on that and then start the sleeves. So you do the body, you do the 2 sleeves. It reminds me of an amigurumi where you some of them where you make the arms and then you make the body, and then as you get to the neck you connect the arms to the body. It'll be that way where I'll make the body, make the 2 arms, and then join the arms to the body in the round, and then do the circular yoke with color work. And speaking of color work, I'm going to put in a picture of my first round of color work that I have designed that I would like to do. Not sure what I'm going to do for the next 2 rounds. So the way it works is that the first round is 17 rows, and then the next you decrease in between the rounds of color work, and then the next 2 rounds are 8 rows of color work. And so yeah, I'm not sure what that will be. I have an idea, but I need to work it so that hopefully it'll line up with the color work that I want to do that I just showed you. So really loving the way this is turning out. And I think I'm figuring out that if I keep my face and not cover my face, that this actually is in focus. So it seems to be like you always need to cover your face to get the other in focus, and maybe in this mode, it's cinematic mode. Maybe in this mode it is, yeah, that's the way you do it, is keep showing your face. I don't know. We'll figure it out. So anyway, love the way this is turning out. And it is mindless knitting because it's right now, it's working in the round, no ribbing, so not knitting and purling, just straight knitting round and round like a sock. And so loving that. And then I for the sleeves, you start at the bottom. So I'm going to start with the cuff, which is going to be tighter, and I want to do circular, 9-inch circular. So that's what I'm used to with socks. I really don't want to do magic loop or DPNs. DPNs get a little too much in my hands, and yeah, are just awkward. So from Knit Picks, I bought, there you go, let me show my face maybe. I bought these shorties. Let me get the glare off. That is a problem. The glare coming from my window. So I bought these shorties that are, I forgot which ones these are. Radiant, there it is. These are the Radiant short needles. Now I, with my socks, use metal needles. The needles I'm using with my sweater are Knit Picks. I think they're actually Knit Pro because I bought them, well, no, I bought them off of Amazon, so it may be Knit Picks. Anyway, so they will work with the cables, and I have a 9-inch circular cable, so I bought these shorties to do my sleeves, but I've never used straight, complete wooden needles. So I'm very excited about trying these. I hear a lot of people say wonderful things, and the tips on them look pretty sharp. And so, yeah, so I'm very excited about trying these out. And I will let you know that I am a Knit Picks ambassador, which there are different levels. I'm at the very basic level, which means if I don't have an affiliate, I'm not an affiliate, so I don't have an affiliate link. I don't get any money from Knit Picks. I get points from Knit Picks every time I talk about them in my videos or on my Instagram, and I can earn points, but you get, if you do use my code, which is in the description box below, you do get a 15% discount if you order from them. So yeah, I get points and can earn, I also get the 15% discount, but I can also earn points for things as I talk about them. And I love Knit Picks. They've got some beautiful yarn. They've got such a great selection, because I do find it difficult to wear wool. And I'm hoping that my sweater, which is more acrylic, it's like 60% acrylic and superwash wool, that I will be able to wear it without itching. I have very sensitive skin. You may see me touch the back of my neck because I've got an eczema issue right now. And just very sensitive skin. And so wool is something I cannot wear. I hate it. I can wear it on my feet. I can wear superwash merino on my feet, and I can wear it in hats. But if it's just touching skin from like my neck down, I just can't do it. And so I love that Knit Picks has a variety, that they've got straight acrylic, they've got straight, very nice wool, but they've got everything in between, including plant-based fiber. And so I have used their yarn in several projects and really, really like it. So anyway, excited about using these needles when I do start on the sleeves. And so check out the description box below if you want to check out Knit Picks and use the 15% off code that I have. Please do that. All right. I did say, it's in the title of my video, and it is in the description box, that there is a project that I started that I never thought I would do this or be able to do this. And so that's what I want to share with you now. And that is, I have joined Cassandra's Cal. She is doing it with, daggone, I forgot to look up the name of the person she is doing it on, partnering with on Instagram. I will put it on the screen, and in the description box below, I will link her Instagram account along with Cassandra's accounts, YouTube and Instagram. But anyway, they're doing a snowman make-along. And so I have joined that, but always been impressed that Cassandra's favorite yarns from Hobby are fingering weight and sock weight. I think the sock weight one is her absolute favorite. And then she uses a 2.5, 2.75, I don't know, some tiny 2.25, some tiny millimeter crochet hook. Now, I use tiny needles. I use a 2.5 to do my socks. I have used a 2.5 for bookmarks, making bookmarks and things, but never for amigurumi. And I didn't think I was going to do that, but I am. And I'm actually enjoying it. So I have started the snowman, and starting out with this, the body. So the first week is the body, and that's what I am working on. And that is what it is looking like so far, and really love it. I am using 100% cotton, and it is Kismet Reish. It's very hard to read that cursive, but Reish. It is 100% pure cotton. This says DK Elite, but it does call for a, there we go. It does call for a 3.5. I think I'm covering it up there. a 3.5, right there, millimeter crochet hook. And so, yeah, so focus, there you go. So anyway, I'm using that, and it calls, as I said, calls for a 3.5 millimeter crochet hook, but since I'm doing amigurumi, it's always good to go down at least a hook size. So I am using a 2.5 millimeter hook to make this amigurumi. And there it is. I use tulip hooks. I really love my tulip. And yeah, it is a 2.5 millimeter hook that I am using to make an amigurumi, and so excited to be able to join in that make along. I still need to make a bear. Cassandra has invited people to make one of her bear patterns and then take a picture that is kind of iconic to the area where you live, and I haven't done that yet, but very excited about just taking a break from wearables and making an amigurumi. It's always fun to do that, even though I still feel pressed to get these, especially my vest and my knit sweater done, and those socks. I do feel pressed to get those socks done, but it is nice to be able to take a break, do a beanie, do an amigurumi, and enjoy that process as well. So, yeah, I am making an amigurumi with sport weight yarn, and even though it said DK, I think it's closer to sport weight, and a 2.5 millimeter crochet hook, but am loving it. All right, so let me end with what I am wearing, and this is the Granny Pop sweater by MJ at MJ Off the Hook Designs. I think I made this when I was in South Africa. I know I made it with South African yarn. This is, I think it is a Kismet yarn. It is called Funky Stripes. And then this yarn right here is actually Hobby Lobby's Baby Bee yarn. And because I knew I was going to run out of this to do the ribbing, and you wait and do the ribbing all the way around, even at the bottom. You do that last, but love this sweater. I absolutely love it. It is, all the yarn is 100% acrylic, so it's not itchy on my skin, and I love the colors. I love wearing it. And so, yeah, today it's cool, but it's going to get up into the mid 60s, so I can wear a sweater that's got some little holes in it and not feel too cold, because it's acrylic. It's keeping me just warm enough, and I love it. So I will put a link to that also in the description box below. She does have a tutorial on her YouTube channel, but you can also go to Ravelry and Etsy, I think. And yeah, I know she has an Etsy shop and a Ravelry shop, and check out her pattern. For this, she's got, the pattern comes with a V-neck, a crew neck, maybe even a cardigan. I can't remember. I know she's got this also in kids sizes as well. So, and I really love it. Very easy to do. She's great at her tutorials, very good teacher. So if you haven't made a Granny Pop sweater, check it out. Make one, try it. It's great. I absolutely love it. All right, that's it. That's the roundup for this month of October. Thanks so much for stopping in to see what I have been working on in the month of October, what I've been crafting. And yeah, I can't wait to see you all for another roundup at the end of November. And don't forget that my Leave It to Stitches videos come out every Friday, every week on Friday. So make sure to check those out as well. Y'all have a happy, wonderful day. crafting, and we'll see you again. Bye.